Welcome to another edition of Getting to Know You, Our Science. My name is Douglas Fernick. I'm Dean of the Faculty of Science at the University of Regina, and I'm also a professor of mathematics. In today's presentation, we're going to meet Dr. Leslie Robbins, who is an assistant professor of geology and the head of the Department of Geology. In this episode, you'll get to learn a little bit about his work, what motivates him, what excites him about geology, and we look forward to sharing a little bit about him with you. So please enjoy this episode of Getting to Know You, Our Science.
So hi, I'm Dr. Leslie Robbins. I'm an assistant professor here at the University of Regina in the Department of Geology, and I study specifically geochemistry and how the Earth's surface evolves in tandem with life over really long timescales.
And my name's Katie Kreitzer. I'm a second-year geology student studying with Leslie here, and I'm also interested in geochem as well. So where did you grow up, Leslie?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Alberta, so not too far away, mostly in Edmonton, although originally I'm from Calgary. And that's actually where I ended up going to university. So I went to the University of Alberta and then stayed around for a really long time. And never really left until I graduated with my PhD.
Okay, perfect. Outside of being a professor, what other hobbies do you do? What kind of things do you like to spend your time with?
It's probably not too surprising as a geology professor. I like to spend my time outside. So I like to do things like camp, hike. I like to go running, biking a lot in the summer. And something I haven't done in a few years because of the pandemic and I moved to Saskatchewan here. I'm looking forward to getting back into in the next couple of years is downhill skiing.
Ooh, what got you interested in geochemistry specifically? Like, was it when you were young or through university? How did you get that?
Yeah, I don't think many people get interested in geochemistry when they're young, per se. I was kind of always interested in science. I found it more enjoyable than the arts when I was going through school, which is ironic because I probably do a lot more writing now than I ever thought I would. And kind of through most of school, I was kind of actually more drawn towards biology. And then I got into my undergraduate and I had a couple of professors kind of just taking an earth science class for fun. It really opened my eyes into how kind of life and the earth interact on different time scales and how you can use the chemistry of rocks to start to learn about that. And that's really how I kind of got into it. It was just having 2 or 3 really influential professors when I was an undergrad.
Yeah, the right people, for sure. What scientific advancements of yours are you most happy or most proud about?
So that's a tough question. There's a lot of them, but probably being a little bit sentimental, it was probably my first paper I ever published back in 2013 as a first author. And it was part of my master's work where we looked at the concentration of zinc in banded iron formations, which are the rocks I work a lot on. And we were trying to relate changes in their concentration of zinc in these rocks through time to changes in Earth's biology in the oceans. And it was actually a really cool study because surprisingly we thought we were going to see really massive changes, but it came out basically a flat line for all intents and purposes, which was really unexpected. So it really challenged us to kind of think about reasons why that is. And I think it's something that we're still kind of working on till this day.
Looking into, so yeah.
10 years later.
For sure. Have you had any students who've gone on to have notable careers or like kind of excellence, like notable achievements and things like that?
Yeah, so I've only been in this position for about 2.5 years. So I haven't had any students finish yet. Hopefully before too long. I'll have my first master's student wrapping up. But probably the biggest one was one of the PhD students working in my lab was really fortunate in getting a NSERC Canada Graduate Scholarship last year. So one of these really high level national scholarships. So I think that really speaks to the excellence of the students here in our department.
What is your favorite class to teach and why?
So far it's been Earth Systems History, so Geology 240, and it's really because it's what I love. You get to talk about 4 billion years of the Earth's history, and you get to talk about everything from how the Earth formed to what everyone loves to hear about dinosaurs and mass extinctions. And it's just a lot of fun. But I'm really looking also forward to teaching geochemistry this fall.
System history was a good class. That was a good one. It's my favorite. Do you have any advice for students who are looking to go into this field or who are already in this field? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I think I can probably generalize that even a bit more. So kind of all students out there who may be interested in science. I would say, don't be afraid to approach your professors and talk with them after class or ask them questions about what they're doing. It opens a lot of doors. I started out at university as a biology student and very quickly switched to neurosciences. So I think just, using your time to explore different avenues, you might find something that you find super interesting where you don't expect it.
Sure. And so lastly, what's on the horizon for you for the next couple of years with your career and your work? What are you doing in the next couple of years?
Yeah, so I think there's some really exciting things going on in my lab group right now. So PhD student in my lab group is working on some of these strategic or critical minerals studies that are actually based here in Saskatchewan. And those are minerals, things like lithium, rare earth elements that are really critical for clean energy technologies that are going to be important as we try to reduce our carbon footprint. So I'm really excited about the directions of some of that research. Getting out into the field in May and looking at some rocks.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the interview.
Well, thank you for taking the time today.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome.